Wow. This just got a whole lot more interesting. Hello guys and welcome back. Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies. And in today's video we are of course going to be reviewing none other than Loki, I believe, episode 4. What can I say about this episode? Oh boy, it's nuts. It's nuts, but it's a lot of fun. I really do like this episode. I have one, I wouldn't call it a big issue. It's just really kind of weird, which we'll talk about in this video, of course. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, we got Loki, right? And last time we saw him, he was trapped in another apocalyptic world. Well, guess what? The TVA saved him. And then captured female Loki as well, and they got tossed, and we get to see what the TVA does for their jails. Like, this is funny. So, Loki actually got trapped in one of apparently his worst memories, and I thought with worst memory, it would be the time that Loki was thrown by the Hulk in the Avengers. I think that would have been actually funnier if he got thrown by Hulk from the Avengers. They just took that clip and played it over and over again. I think I would like that more. But apparently, if you remember the girl from Thor, the one that is, of course, a guardian, she apparently got her hair cut by Loki. Loki did as a joke, and she slapped him across the face a couple million times in this episode. Aside from that, we got female Loki, right? And remember, last episode, she was able to, not last episode, but the episode before, she was able to give, and get into the mind of one of the other, TVA soldiers. Well, that soldier now has her memories back, and she actually freed them, and female Loki went, and tried to go after the TVA again, the TVA leaders. And the guy who, I can't remember his name, I'm an idiot because I can't, even though I've heard his name a million times before, even though he's like one of the best characters of the show, I just can't remember his name for some reason. But that guy actually, has a sit down with Loki, interrogates Loki, finds out that Loki is in love with himself. We'll talk about that in a second. But then kind of figures out that Loki isn't lying, and neither is female Loki. They told him that he was indeed someone who once was on Earth, And I really like the whole line that he was having with his boss about her saying, if you could go anywhere in time, where would it be? He doesn't know his answer, but by the end of it, he says, my time, basically. The time that I had a life. I don't even remember my own life because you took it away from me. The TVA took his life away from him. And then he dies. After freeing Loki, they capture him, and he dies. I was a little in shock. I was surprised. I was like, there's no way they just killed him off. Killed off the best character besides Loki in the show. But he died. And then we take Loki over to the TVA bosses. Of course, then that lady that was helping female Loki, the TVA officer, came in and destroyed their stuff. And yes, I'm calling her female Loki. I don't care. They call her Sylvia, I believe. She's female Loki to me. That's just it. She comes in, she gives them a hand, and they attack. They totally have a cool fight scene and battle the TVA masters who end up being fake. I knew that. I saw that coming from the beginning. I knew that those guys were not going to be the real TVA leaders. Well, Then when everything's calmed down, Loki comes over, tries to express how he feels, and gets murdered in his own show. Again. I mean, this guy dies like a million times in the movies. Why not die in his own show? So what does that make this? Does that mean are we just gonna have female Loki for the future of the show? I didn't sign up for this. I'm not wanting the MCU. I don't want everybody replaced with a female version. I like female Loki. I do. Don't get me wrong. Sylvia is fun so far. But I was really kind of worried that now that we have dead Loki, that she was indeed going to become the main character of the show. And I was like scared. Like, I really liked the episode, but I was in shock too. I was so scared and I didn't know what to think. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so amazing. This was such a great episode. But oh my god, they killed off the two best characters of the show. Not to mention Loki being one of them. Loki being the main character of the show just so we have a female Loki show? Huh? I wanted Loki, not female Loki. Right? Right? We don't even get Loki from the movies. We get Loki from, of course, it's Loki from the first Avengers, which to me, I guess, is kind of the best Loki, so I don't mind that. But it's Loki without all of the character progression. And I do like the fact that we do get to see him have that breakdown in episode 1 and get that character progression almost back instantaneously. But, you know, it's still our Loki. It's still Loki, right? It's another universe Loki, but still our Loki. I didn't want to lose our Loki just to continue the story with female Loki. I didn't like that. And then I text my friend, I don't know how I feel about this episode, but then he asked me, did I see the end credit scene? There's an end credit scene, guys. I watched the end credit scene. And it's Loki waking up to a whole bunch of other Lokis. Yeah. This just got 10 times better. It's crazy. It's insane. But, yeah, I'm pretty much okay with it. Now, the whole thing with Loki falling in love with himself, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love myself. You know, if you can't love yourself, who can you love, right? Kind of thing. Even if there was a female version of me out there, I wouldn't want to date myself. I love myself, but not to that extent. I mean, it's like, really, that's very weird territory. And basically, you have, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's the female version of Loki. Sylvia is the female version of Loki, but it's Loki falling in love with Loki. I'm a little bit like, let's see how the story goes. Like, that whole thing doesn't ruin the episode for me, because the episode was fantastic. But it is just a smidge bit weird. Really, really, really weird. There's some territory that I don't know if they should have gone into. But, I mean, maybe female Loki dies at the end? And if female Loki dies at the end, with Loki expressing his love for her, for himself, alright. Alright. But don't kill off my main boy Loki. And I don't want female Loki to survive the show either. Because Loki having a kid with Loki, I don't know. I mean, I know it's, I don't know. That just, no. I'm done. It's really, really weird. I'm at this point where that doesn't ruin the show for me. I just think it's really weird. Let's see how the story continues, though. Especially with all these other Lokis showing up at the end of in that end credit scene. I want to see what this is about. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, and that reminds me, if Loki's alive, that means his partner is alive, right? Right? He has to be. He has to be. Thank you guys for watching, and I expect to see a lot more Lokis next episode and his partner back. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts about this episode of Loki. Fantastic episode. I give it a 8 out of 10. But man, that was kind of weird that Loki fell in love with Loki. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm out. Bye.